Follow up to the last video. Basically, I finally got some time to think about setting this up. So what I did is I did some initial sort of figuring out how I wanted to mount this. So we've got the base plate at the front, you can see here. So I've assembled the holding rails for the other for the plate that actually sits on the bottom of the loading press. And I've got it marked to drill my holes. What I'm going to be using is I'm going to be using 1/4 inch carriage bolts. They're 1 1/4 inches long, so they go exactly through my bench and sit right on top of the plate itself. So right around here. On the underside, instead of using a regular nut, what I'm going to be using is what's called a threaded insert. So basically what that'll do is that'll push up into the drill hole from the underside, and then I just screw down through the hole, tighten it up, and then that pulls up. That way I've still got a nice smooth surface underneath. I'm not going to catch my knees or anything on anything. And I just like the cleanness of it. So that's the plan. So I'll be drilling some holes, and once I get that done, I'll be right back. Okay, so I've got the base plate mounted to the bench. We're using 4 1/4 inch bolts that have been threaded into 1/4 inch threaded inserts from the underside of the bench. And it's really stable. Also mounted the holding brackets for the press plates. Now, to finish demonstrating this, what I've done is I've pulled out my single stage RCBS press, and I have mounted the plate, the operating plate, to the bottom of it. Unfortunately, when I turn this up right side up and put it in here, we've got basically what the problem is we only have one hole that lines up with the plate. So we've got one here, but no through hole for the plate itself. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drill a hole approximately this size, and then I'm going to take my rat tail file and square it off so that we can use these retaining bolts. But for the purposes of this demonstration, I'm just going to finish mounting this so that you can see exactly how it goes. So basically what you've got is a screwdriver, and you're just tightening down these rails, and you're doing the same thing on the other side, tightening down those rails. Now what you may or may not have noticed is out here at the end of the plate, there's a little notch, so it keeps it from pulling it out. So that's basically what you've got there. So now if I move the camera slightly forward so you can see hopefully the whole setup, you can see how it's mounted and what I need to do to fix it. More importantly, it means that I now have a way to quickly remove, at least from my perspective, this press. Just basically loosen a couple of screws, and then I can basically just pull this press right out, and then I would be able to load in another one and tighten down the screws. So for a smaller bench, I think that these would be quite a handy addition. Thank you.